Now, hey, I watched this thing. I couldn't believe my ears and eyes. Okay, I could because I've seen it happen with very, very senior American officials and what. Now, there is this thing they're fighting over. How is it called? They're fighting over, you know, boys in girls' bathrooms, sports, that transgender stuff. That's what they're fighting over. Now, I want us just to listen. I just need you guys for just a moment, just to understand that some of these things, when I talk about it, when I say, hey, this stuff I don't support and I say it loudly, it's because of what you're about to watch. The insanity that is involved here, the dishonesty. It is actually, it's mind-boggling. So this lady, there's a lady here. So here, stop what you're doing and watch this full exchange between Senator Josh Hawley and a doctor. Yes, the lady here is a doctor. Hawley asks over a dozen times if men can get pregnant, and she can't answer. Let's just watch. Let's just watch
You're a
this.
doctor.
Then, so 4 minutes. Okay, this one we have to. Let's
Do you
this.
think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think
I just want you guys, I'm gonna repeat. You're gonna hear the question. Can men get pregnant? Swear to God.
Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal
He asked you, do you think men can get pregnant? These people are insane. I'm telling you, it's a cult.
was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women.
So I need you to understand, she's supposedly a doctor that does what they call gender affirming care, which is basically they're saying they can turn a man into a woman or vice versa. Of course, what that is usually hormone treatment and some cosmetic surgeries and all that. Just a combination of things, of hormone treatment, some drugs to stop certain hormones to be produced. It's just basically these are guinea pigs for finding out whether they can do it. That's as far as I'm concerned, and also turn them into a lifelong cash cow. Yes, lifelong. Once you start these hormones, you can't stop because your body is your body. If you're a man, you'll continue to produce testosterone unless somebody does something to stop it. Drugs. Normally, they used to have there was a drug they used to use to castrate abusers of that nature in jail. So that's the drug they're using to block puberty. You really can't. You can block it by stopping the hormones and what, but the detrimental effects. So that's what she does. There is just extremely bad science around this. But let's listen.
I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused.
A lot of people with different identities. I hate that sound.
I think I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again,
Second time.
and the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question
The goal is
but
just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition.
You guys need to understand this setup. This is America, the most powerful country in the world, with the most scientists, the most everything, the biggest guns, everything, the most debt. But it is what it is. But that debt is all tied to us because the dollar. But let's think about this for a moment. This is a superpower where in their parliament, right now, upper parliament, somebody is asking a question: can men give birth? Just the question itself should be preposterous. But they have to ask it. Because the ideology that this doctor is operating on has totally shut out all rationality. Let's continue.
Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
Can men get
I take care
pregnant?
of many women
Fourth
that can get
times.
pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That,
Can men get pregnant?
again, as I'm saying,
Let me just
Like
remind you.
this is like, what is going on? America, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. What is going on? Like, why are we asking this stupid question? Why is it necessary that people have gone to school for 4, 5, 6, 7 years, doctors, have to be asked this question and they can't answer it? For those of you who don't know, it's because there's an ideology that has been underpinned by this, and it has a very crucial voter base. These guys turned their voters into imbeciles, so that if you go against the imbecility, you don't get voted in by these people. How are we expected in this world to see things clearly, to make right decisions, when we are being forced? Because they forced us for a very long time, from like 2020. It was, everybody was being banned. You said, oh, banned. It's still there now. You're still seeing all these people everywhere saying, oh, I'm a woman. And they enter anywhere in a woman's space. Like him, I've seen that stuff. Like you're seeing a guy in a washroom. He has his phone. He's walking around. Then I saw another video. One of those guys is entered the toilet. He's beating his meat. Like it's we know what this is, but what are you guys doing? And then you see every time you ask question, then it comes hard. Oh, they want to kill us. They want to do this. Like they're just lying. There's a level of emotional manipulation and pushing this thing that seems to supersede any facts. It doesn't matter whether you come with facts. This is what you're seeing here. It doesn't matter whether it's a simple question just being asked. It's the ideology cannot allow them to say the truth. So in some way here, she's afraid of the tribe. The tribe will come for her. If she says, no, they can't. If she says that, it's a wrap. That's the type of ideology you want us to follow. That if you say the truth, you might lose your career. Oh, you are shunned. Even people will come to your house with weapons because they are unhinged. You know, these are mentally retarded people. You know, YouTube. Yeah, mental. So what are we doing here? America. The West. You know, this is the thing. I'm not one of those guys who are pretending, the West. No, you are superior in almost everything. Almost. Technology, you can feed yourself. You're the ones who invent things. You know, it is what it is. But what is this? And I think the ideology that underpins this also is what is responsible for how things are happening in America and the West. They are failing more and more because the emotionalism, it supersedes everything else. And every time you hear it, oh, we feel safe, want to feel safe, or phobia, this, and oh, this was painful.
You testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So, can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I think.
Science and evidence should
6
guide
times.
medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men. Can
7
they get pregnant?
times.
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes.
This is not complicated. You guys know. It's not complicated, but I have to show you this. So that when every time you hear all this noise, you see that I can't remember, there's this Kenyan influencer. It's a dude, that fat guy who wears women's clothes saying, I'll do this, I'll do this. That guy. The reason he's able to have so much visibility is because this group of people are funding them. That is the fact. That they want this poison to go all over the world. They're already working on it. NGOs everywhere. The memo has reached This is the way, because now the West is fighting back. I think they'll win this one because it's just layered with bullshit. But it will come hard on us. You've seen a lot of NGOs are starting to now move things to the less strict locations, Africa, Asia, more corrupt. By lesser strict, I mean more corrupt, where they can pay the government and they say, hey, by the way, these guys have immunity. They're setting the thing here. You've seen that. Bill Gates, they got to immunity here in Kenya. That is what is going on. So I'm showing this for the purpose of education. You have to be aware. Don't think your ignorance there will save you. It will not. Right now, haven't they instituted the affirmative action everywhere in all our companies? Haven't they?
No questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make
By the way, it's the same overarching ideology, the affirmative action, the feminism, LGBTQ, all that.
a mockery of this proceeding.
The T part in the LG, this is what we are talking about.
This is about science and evidence. And I'm asking you, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not...
The Supreme Court of America is fighting with activists about what a woman is and why men should and boys should not be allowed in girl sports. Like, can you guys, like, anyone? This is not something that I look at lightly, because the fact that I don't even pander to this shit has cost me throughout my career or my filmmaking career. You can't get access to... I've gotten like one grant in like the 17 years I've done this. It's not for lack of trying, but I didn't even realize that when I started that how I think has to change. I have to start pandering or talk feminism or women empowerment and the alphabet community. I have to follow all the woke ideology to get funding, to get any capital. So I wrestled with that, but look at this now. It's now I'm here with these people. Yes, a man can be a woman. My kissy asked that, a man can be a woman, but at the time, kuna 50 million kwa account. I always ask myself a question. If this guy say, Albo, here is 50 million shillings, that's give or take $350,000, $400,000. Can you do messaging? We want you to say men can be women. You see, now I'm giving you a real scenario, what actually, like, what you see. People are given that level of money, 100 million, 50, 30, 10, life-changing money here locally. Of course, for most of those guys, they're stupid and it's easy money. So, wanakula and they travel and feel good. Ikiisha, they can do some more of that stuff to alert the funders. Hey, guys, some new... I was swallowing something. We have some new drama to put on the internet. We need some funding. And they'll continue like that. That is how people are doing this most of the time. It's not even they're born like that at what. They've been conditioned or and incentivized. Money.
A hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert.
So this guy is on the Republican side. She's been called by the Democrats. I don't know why they're doubling down on this thing. I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. This guy, like, the reason Trump won is partly is because of this stuff. They have the immigration issues. But this was, socially, this was a big thing. And these guys are they are forcing it everywhere. And when they went to the kids, it ruined everything. And I remember even there's some report somewhere. Some mothers went or complaining this. They were called by the FBI. They were telling you guys are terrorists. Then I was like, oh my goodness, this thing it is from way, 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 way up there. It is not organic or you think, oh, we are being inclusive or blah, blah, blah. When you have the FBI coming for you, because you are complaining that your kids are being taught this stuff in school. Where is it coming from? From the very top, even past the president of America. The people own the president. So you have to ask yourself why.
You've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So yes. I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant?
Eight questions.
That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're
No,
trying
a question, yes or no question is racist. She has not brought up the racism. She has to bring up racism, one of them things. She has to some phobia. Let's wait and see.
reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional. And as
Thank you. This is the core of it. These people are not experts. They're ideologues. They're activists. They've been placed strategically. That's my belief. I don't care what you think. They've been placed strategically to spread this, to make people perjure themselves. You have to say a lie or you won't get a job. You have to lie blatantly. You have to believe things that are totally preposterous, or you won't get a job. You won't get investment. That is the position that you want us to take. No. Yeah, no. This is poison. Like, guys, if you're watching that, like, seriously, like, what is this? Because most people, you're saying, oh, this is America. No, it's not America. We have our guy here. There are many others. Seeing Sauti Sol and there's a guy wearing a bikini. What's that? Where is that guy getting all the money? He's not selling any records. Where do you think the money is coming from? Why is he being given money? Question.
scientists, can men get pregnant?
I think you're also
That's-
conflating
This is
male
extraordinary.
female with
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
They say man is not the same as male. That's where it started. They want to demarcate, they want to separate those two. Just so we are clear, man is the being of male. Now I've brought this. Hey, that's deep, eh? Yeah, it's the being of male. That's what a man is. So it's not about, oh, you think you are. No. If you are male, you are a man. They are the one in the same thing. There's no, it's the same thing. Yeah, man, male, same thing. These lunatics want to split it so they can say, you can take man and then you just change, you become, oh, man. Get out of town.
what you were talking about is biological.
You're not gonna answer my question, it sounds like to me.
Biological males.
This isn't hard, doctor.
It's not, there's nothing like biological males. It's just males. A plus in biology, in KCSE. A plus. I can still get that A, right? If you bring that exam today, I'll still get that A. My brain with biology is king. I understand biological concepts from the time I was in Form 1. It was easy for me. I could dig in and understand the mitochondria, the cell, and you break it down, you go there, you ribosomes. It's just very nice. I enjoyed it thoroughly, that's why I got an A. This person is trying to nullify all the facts that I've learned in my life and many millions, billions of people. Because of what? That's the question.
Men get pregnant? Yes or no?
That's like the 10th time he's
I would be
asking.
more than happy to have a conversation with you that is
About
not going-
what, Dr. Verba? Oh my goodness. This is an actual retard. Yes, I've said it. I'm sorry. I have to. Yes, yeah. This is a mentally deficient person with the IQ of 15.
from a place of trying to be polarized and push.
Yeah,
not trying
you
to be
see,
polarized.
they bring feelings. Oh, you're polarizing. You're making me feel bad. You're making me feel bad. So I won't answer your question. Feelings over facts all the time.
I'm trying to ask, I think it is extraordinary that we are here in a hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men.
Like it took how long? It's like he knows she's not gonna answer. She's held hostage by her ideology. She's not gonna answer correctly or truthfully. So he said, let's. But the whole idea of this is to expose it. That's why he's doing it, so that we can look for ourselves and see these people want to, create this social experiment. They've already created it. Just run it nonstop. Make sure that they can twist our brains as much as possible. For what reason? I have my suspicions or my speculations. I could say maybe the full control of, say, the environment, for example, the business environment. If you want people to buy a certain thing, say electric cars, what do? You start with climate change and we need to reduce till if you don't buy an electric car, we are going to charge you extra. If a company is making gas fuel cars, or say petrol cars, they are charged more taxes, and the people who buy them, it's much more expensive. And on top of that, all this your carbon tax, blah blah blah, all that money is going to subsidize the production of these cars, the electric cars. That's a fact, by the way, for those who don't know. That's what. But still, even with the subsidies, the cars are considerably more expensive, and I still don't know what people are going to do with the batteries after they are done. They're huge batteries. I don't know what maybe the lifetime is 10, 20 years. I hear some of those. They're getting better every day. I'm not saying, but you can't force people. I think the option to have an electric car is great. But you cannot force people, because they're using taxpayers' money from everywhere in the world. They charge you also carbon tax. And there's this group of people just give us the money to go and tell us that now you can't use gas to cook. You can't do this. You can't. These things are coming. I'm just giving you because the restrictions is that if somebody wants to sell electric cars, they'll create restrictions for the gas cars. If the people in power want that to change that way, because China also is playing its game, it's paying people all over the world to try and change those laws so that they can create markets for their products. And that's how most of this is happening. I hope you've gleaned something from that. But
we are here about the safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality.
Most of these guys are paid by the companies. If it's the industry, the people, the operators in the industry, if it's pharmaceuticals, if it's cars, if it's all, those people go pay the politician to create the legislation for their business to go smoother. Yeah, that's the easiest way to describe it.
Biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference between biological men and biological women. I don't know how we can take you seriously and your claims to be a person of science if you won't level with this on this basic issue. I thought we were...
You can't take us seriously. These are meme materials, in my opinion. We can't take them seriously at all. I have zero tolerance, by the way, right now. Because it's how much people want me to lose things because I don't agree with a blatant lie. That, for me, is unacceptable. And I have zero tolerance. I have zero tolerance to all woke nonsense. Everything. Bring your feminism. Kaa huko nje. You want to see what alphabet? I don't want. I'm not going to do a movie, a documentary. I'm not going to do anything to push this agenda. My entire thing is to make sure it doesn't poison all of us the way it's poisoned the West. Like that the most powerful people in the West are sitting down with these idiots to discuss biological facts that are known by 2-year-olds. Dada, Baba, they already know. Like, what are we talking about here? So for them to run our lives, everything has to go their way. If they want, I think the psychological effect of denying truth on a mass scale, it's like, you know what that happens when people believe a certain stupid thing en masse, and they go there, all of them. Society collapses next.
We're past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
Yeah, Bala.
I am a person of science.
Donald, yes, is defunded USAID, and I think he's continuing to defund others. This thing has been laid down for at least 5 decades plus, so it's not going to go away immediately. But if the more people hear about it and they just laugh about it and make fun of these people and ignore them and ignore all their cries and whining and stupidity, it will go away and they'll become the fringe little groups that they always were. Not like this is now culture, this is what everybody has to follow. No, this is fringe stupidity that people in the West who have No, their problems have been solved. Oh, you're hungry. There is a card. You can go eat for free in the supermarket or that place you buy food. Oh, I don't have a house. Okay, you can pay $30 per month here and live in this 200 bedroom apartment. Like it's after that, now people start thinking, oh, I'm not special. I don't do anything. I don't build anything. I don't work, and I'm not excellent in anything. What do? I can become a professional victim, isn't it? Ain't it? Yeah, I can just take up an identity, isn't it? So this is what works on the population level. They need to feel special now, because everything, you have to be alphabet. So everybody, even kids, you are hearing a ridiculous stat, like something like 20-30% of the kids were saying were alphabet, but they were not, because immediately Trump came in, it became less popular. People are just making fun of these people. It dropped dramatic. It was like almost all that gain that was there was disappeared in less than a year. What are we talking about here? It's fake nonsense that's being pushed, and it doesn't work. It's destroying people's lives. But you have to sit here and look at this woman and say, I'm a doctor. You're not a doctor.
And I'm also someone here who's here to represent the complex experiences of my patients, and I don't think polarized language
Polarized languages. The truth is extremely polarizing.
or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not polarizing.
I don't think it serves the American. I hate these people. Oh, I hate these people. And then now the local ones. It's like bootleg these ones now, but you're digging it fat to haircuts. They're so arrogant and just dumb, have no information, low information people, but so arrogant because they've made millions from the organizations these people follow. So they're around here, people have money, you're thinking, hey, what are you? Kumbe guy's just been told, hey, push this thing. They don't need a special skill except to be able to lie and pretend viciously at all costs.
To say that there is a scientific difference between men and women, and I want this to be clear and for the record, it is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such. That is not polarizing, that is truth. It is also, by the way, the United States Constitution, which offers unique protections to women in a variety of circumstances.
Walikuwa naita Title 9? Do you call it Title 9, Americans? Yes, something like that.
As women. And your refusal to recognize women as women and men as men is deeply corrosive to science, to public trust, and yes, to constitutional protections for women as women. And I think it's extraordinary that you would sit here and advance a political agenda that has been thoroughly discredited and rejected by the American people.
That's why Orange Man won again. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, in my head, I was like, if this comes to Africa, we are cooked. But I don't know if our ushamba, our primitiveness might save us. Basics. It's Pudesh, dick, man. What's wrong with you? I think that might save us.